Hi, I'm Pastor Wayne Morrow with All Peoples Presbyterian Church, and we're involved in broadening our vision and including more and more people in Cathedral City. And we're going to do that by moving closer to the core of Cathedral City. And we're also going to do that through doing a ministry called Kid Reach. And I have with us one of our elders, Jack Malreader, and I'll have him tell us a little bit about what Kid Reach is and how it can fit into the life of the church. So, Jack, welcome.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well, I learned about Kid Reach as our church in Bellevue was going through an evaluation of how we could give back to the community. And our pastor had given a sermon on 5 factors of poverty. And one of the 5 factors generating poverty, of course, is education. And we have a principle. They were trying to apply the principle of the Jubilee, where everything's kind of a reset at the end of 50 years. Mm-hmm. And the church had been around about 50 years. So we had a committee that investigated educational shortages and needs in our community. And we were stunned to find out that there were a number of children living at the poverty level within our relatively wealthy community. And we prayed on this and studied for over a year before identifying a program called Kid Reach, which was started by World Vision in Seattle. Mm-hmm. And World Vision offered to help us train tutors. We're talking about 4th graders here. And provided materials. Our church was fortunate enough to be able to just say, hey, we want other parts of the community to benefit from this program, and we paid for our own materials to get the program started. The program is still running. It's been going for over 10 years, and there's kids have now gone on and graduated from high school, which is a very rewarding thing. Initially, a lot of the tutors felt that this was something that they were helping these children in need. And it turned out that actually prayer groups formed. The tutors would pray before tutoring, and it was doing a lot of good for the tutors themselves.
Yeah.
We also experienced what we call mission creep. We found out that these children were having difficulty getting to the church. That was one of the commitments we wanted from the parents, is the little skin in the game there. Some of them needed cars, so actually a group of men in the church formed something called Auto Angels, and they took donated cars from the congregation and fixed them and then gave them to some of these mothers.
Yeah, I like how they just didn't say, "We'll pick your kid up," but they said, "We'll get a car that you can use. You still have the commitment to get your child here,
right.
But we will give you a car."
Right.
I like that. Yeah, that way the parents still had the responsibility of doing it, and these people gave them a great deed. That's okay. So yeah,
we found out the kids needed snacks when they got there. They were hungry. Some of them actually. It wasn't too surprising because all of these kids tend to be on free and reduced lunch program if they are struggling in school. There's almost an absolute correlation. I checked this out with my daughter, who's a teacher in Spokane, and it's the same thing in Spokane. If you're on free and reduced lunch program, you're probably struggling in school. And we have a lot of that in Cathedral City. Probably 90% of the children in Cathedral City are on free and reduced lunch program. Mm-hmm. The tutors really got attached to these kids, and after the school year, they still wanted to take the kids to a baseball game or a museum or just throw a frisbee in the park. It kind of became like a big sister, big brother program. A number of the parents would participate at the church in different fashions, sometimes coming to worship service, sometimes coming to other things. Oh, I almost forgot. The other, Seattle also has a Presbyterian counseling service. And it turned out that these parents asked us for some parenting guidance.
Oh, yeah.
And then some of the kids, not many of them, but some of them or some of the parents actually sought out and needed some counseling, and we were able to, as part of the mission creek.
Wow. So what kids? Yeah, the great picture you have of at Bellevue is that kids came for the tutoring, but then they got all this other thing to surround their whole life, build them up, build their families up,
Right.
and it really mushroomed and became a wonderful
Really
thing.
good.
And then so then your plan was to, hey, you can share this with the church here, and what's happened? How did that go, and where are we in that process?
We have a leader who you could contact, Rafael Cardona. He's very excited. He's an experienced educator, and he's going to be a great leader for the tutors that we have.
And he is wonderful. You know, it's like I think the Lord just had a plan. You had the experience, then you
Right.
had the vision. You saw how it could be the next thing that we do at All Peoples to really incorporate our community and reach them better. And it's like a slam dunk.
Yeah.
But we needed some extra energy and some extra time, and that's really where Raphael came along.
Right.
So I'm saying this genuinely, how much I appreciate that you had the vision. You've got it all going. COVID hit. We couldn't get it started.
Yes, sir.
We had a lot of heartfelt issues with COVID, with sickness, and it just didn't happen. But you really provided the vision, and the ground floor has been laid, and now we're building on it. So it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah,
These kids are going to hear, and the parents agreed to this. The kids are going to hear about Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
our Savior.
Yeah, and that's another part of it that's so important. It's educational, but it's also spiritual. And the parents, it's part of their agreement that, hey, they want their young person to hear about Jesus Christ. So that's a big part of it. And we even have a bigger vision of that, which is, there's a lot of people that don't have a fellowship. They don't have someplace to go. Parents. And we're really open to the idea, if the Spirit should lead, that when those parents are here, dropping their young people off, we want to get to know them. We want to minister to them spiritually and pray with them. And if they want to have to study with them in the scriptures. And they may decide that, lo and behold, they're their own little fellowship. And that's another hope and dream we have, is instead of saying, you have to do church this way, why not get some parents together and help them just to discover how they can do church. And we're going to have some wonderful barriers and challenges too, because some of it's there's a lot more Latino
Right.
population here,
Right.
and my Spanish is muy poquito. I don't know about yours, but Raphael's it's his first language.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about it.
Maybe we'll learn some Spanish.
I'm planning on learning some Spanish. Okay, well that's great. Thank you, Jack, for being here. And
Well, thank you for this opportunity, and I really appreciate all the support the church has given to this concept, and it's going to be like a jubilee for the community.
it will be, yeah.